I would say this workplace was very beautiful. It was very calm. I have a beautiful view here. So it's like giving me the inspiration to work every single day. Especially, I would say textile needs a lot of focus, especially in the work, and so much patience, I would say. This store is considered as my mood board for the moment. It contains most of my samples. Before I'm using any kind of yarn in here, I'm trying my best to test and see the quality of it. Some illustration that I turned to textile. It took me a lot of time to find the correct format to create some sort of pieces because I needed to experiment with a lot of threads, a lot of different type of yarn, and to get to know more about each specific for each yarn. Yeah, it took me a lot of time, but I think the residency helped a lot because I tried rounds I've never worked with. I would say most of my practice of knitting was actually based on my childhood. I grew up a lot surrounded with textile, I would say, because starting with my mom, she is a clothing maker. She used to sew clothes for like a very specific time in her life. And while growing up, I think I took that as a first impression of textile. I would say a lot of things around textile were like the beginning of creative pathway for myself. If you're looking for calmness and people minding their business, I would say I recommend this city because it's very calm. And also, I think I'm really drawn to their textile because I feel like it has something very special about buttons, especially the button making process and all the collectiveness of people when they gather to create button. I think I really love that. It's like a beautiful process of actually creating something collectively. And it feels like I really appreciate when crafts is actually something collective that it's being done in a way. We have here unusual square. It's a normal knitted thing, but it's a lace pattern with wire. I'm not really used to working with wire, especially this Cooper wire, but like I did it. I tried something new in this specific residency. This specific piece has a lot of things to talk about behind it. But what I would love to mention is the name of it is First Attempt, which does mean the first trying to create a button. So this specific piece has a story that it's about a girl who she tried to make buttons. We saw it in the traveling, so I really loved the way how she was making the button. And she was very young, so that's a good practice for her, specifically in that age. I really loved it and I really appreciated that. My go-to for every creative process that I'm doing, pixelizing, recreating, having a texture to the piece. That's what I'm actually doing for each piece. My specific way, how I actually extract all the ideas I have in my head into something that is actually physical, that you can touch. I would say most of the challenges I face as a textile artist isn't about the creating of the process or about the things that I'm creating. It's about the behind the look that you get as a textile artist whose medium is very different than usual artists. I choose knitting and crochet as a medium of art because I really appreciate those specific crafts. And people don't really see that as a form of art. They see it as a craft. And I'm really pushing boundaries far to really change this kind of like stereotypes around crafts generally. I believe that craft has this ability to gather people together. Something that really intrigued me during my residency is that there were some specific crafts that they were considered for male or like female practice. And that was a little bit limiting to me because I really love to work with no restrictions. I really love to practice my art with no specific roles. But then here I realized that there was no male creating something with crochet. It was only females' things. What's specifically going on with this thing? What's pushed them really to divide crafts, to those kind of things? So I think that was the two things that really impacted me. So that's why I created most of the pieces based on those aspects. I really love the process of actually preparing, framing, labeling. It was very quick, but I really loved it.